matter about the ball. If CURTLY AMBROSE has got it, it can shoot through at lightning pace. It can nip back off the seam, and it can do for John Crawley.
Well, there's not a lot you could have done with this, I don't think. It's nipped back. It hasn't bounced perhaps as high as he's anticipating. It's short of a length, but that's come back a long, long way. It's flicked the pads and flicked the stumps. Tremendous piece of bowling. And probably the batsman, John Crawley, can feel a little unlucky. He's gone for one. It's 15 for 2.
Dean Headley, the night watchman, joined Stewart to see England through to the close, and this is how that innings now looks. Stewart lucky to survive the chance in the third over, and this is how it stands. England 137 runs behind with 8 wickets in hand.
And more information on the third test against the West Indies, including the latest results and reviews, is available at www.
First on BBC Two, highlights of the second day from the third test. The actions introduced by Jonathan Agnew.
Friday the 13th is one of the hottest days in Port of Spain, and for the England fans cooling themselves in the temporary swimming pool, all thoughts of bad luck were dismissed as they watched the England players put on a magnificent display in the field. Fraser and Caddick were the bowlers who will get the credit, but there were some outstanding catches held, in particular those by Mark Butcher to get Hooper, and by Mike Atherton to dismiss Jimmy Adams. Hello and welcome back to Queen's Park, where preparations are in full swing for another busy day at the cricket. It was an excellent performance by England yesterday. They fought back really hard after the disappointment of losing the second test match to bowl the West Indies out for only 159. I was particularly impressed with Andy Caddick, wicketless in the first test here. He took 5 for 67 yesterday. But as we look at the card, we can see that CURTLY AMBROSE has done his best to keep the West Indies in the hunt with those wickets of Atherton and Crawley last night. And it could have been even worse for England had Lara caught Alex Stewart at slip. Well, 11 wickets fell after lunch yesterday. I don't think it's anything to do with the culinary expertise going on behind me here. But if the West Indies fast bowlers are to take control of the game, they have to take wickets this morning. I thought the pitch played pretty well yesterday. The odd one kept low. And for his thoughts on how it might behave today, we can join Michael Holding in the middle.
Well, we saw yesterday that the pitch did not misbehave as badly as the pitch for the previous test match, but yet so many wickets fell. The pitch hasn't really changed too much in nature, but the important thing now is the follow-through of the bowlers. We saw in the previous test match the areas outside the left-handers off stump being roughed up. Well, we are seeing the areas here a lot straighter being roughed up. This area here is pretty rough. It's within the 2-foot mark. Those two lines beside the stumps are 2 feet wide. The bowler is not supposed to encroach within those marks outside that 5-foot line. This is fine, but this is unacceptable. This area is within those 2-foot marks and outside the 5-foot line. This should not have happened. I'm not too sure why it did, but it certainly will affect the batting for the left-hander coming from this end.
Thank you, Michael. Some interesting thoughts there, and let's now get on with the action because England's batsmen are facing a real battle. We pick up play with night watchman Dean Headley facing CURTLY AMBROSE in the first over of the day.
That's kept low, and Headley has lost 2 stumps. An immediate breakthrough for Ambrose. He's picked up all 3 wickets now, and England are 22 for 3.
Well, there wasn't a lot that Dean Headley did wrong there, but that ball kept a lot lower than he expected. He was right in line, but it went under the bat. Bit of inside movement as well, ball coming into the right-hander, but Ambrose again right on target. It's 22 for 3.
England vice-captain Nasser Hussain comes in to join former vice-captain Alex Stewart. Well, that's just about impossible to play. leg cutter at about 90 miles an hour.
You'll have to say that you're unlucky to get an edge on that. That one, instead of coming back in, went away, missed the bat by at least 4 inches. Brilliant bowling.
Edge, but it's just short of Lara. That's got through. The first runs of the day, a rather sketchy boundary, but very welcome to England all the same. Big shout from Williams, and gone. Hussain doesn't like it. He can't believe the decision, but he's got to go. England now 4 down for just 27.
And I'm not too sure if that appeal was as convincing as it could have been. Well, Nasser Hussain certainly did not like it. And I don't think that hit the bat. There might have been a sound somewhere because they certainly went up. David Williams went up immediately. He must have heard something.
Graham Thorpe joins his Surrey colleague Alex Stewart. England on the ropes here.
Oh, he might have edged that one, has he? Now this time umpire Eddie Nichols isn't moving. And nor is Alex Stewart, who's got his hand on his hip in disdain, as if to say, give me a break, guys.
Well, I don't think he's anywhere near that. Ball doesn't change in flight. He's a little closer than Nasser Hussain was.
Walsh tests the middle of the pitch and Alex Stewart tests the middle of his bat. There's a good example of the sort of form he's shown us all the trip.
Change in bowling now. Long spell from the indefatigable Courtney Walsh, and he'll be replaced now by Ken Benjamin. Cracked it away. McLean gets around and makes a wonderful save. And what a return. Superb piece of cricket from the fast bowler. Found the gap. Ambrose is after it, but he won't get there. So hit the bat pretty hard, but beaten.
Thorpe looking to well, looking to play it late. I don't think he did hit the bat. I think he just glanced the pad, but he was outside the line of off stump. It was a peculiar stroke from Thorpe.
It's gone to Walsh, and they'll come for the second. His return is weak. So 2 runs to short. And that carries him now to 1,000 runs in test matches against the West Indies. This is his 16th test. Well, we've seen this before. Not so much in this match as in the last one. And he really would have felt that one, and will continue to feel it for some time.
Hit him right where it hurts most.
Mike Atherton can see the funny side of it in there. Well, a change in bowling. Carl Hooper is going to come on.
Hooper's done it again. Amazing. The ball just bouncing a fraction on Alex Stewart. And all credit for Hooper for getting the line dead right. What a blow that is for England. Just 15 minutes until the lunch break, and the key man is on his way back to the pavilion. New batsman is Mark Butcher, and how the adrenaline will be pumping for him, because he's only faced one ball on this tour. Oh, well, I hope Mum's watching. Fine stroke and very good stop. My word, Chanderpaul's been alive out there this morning. Some of the West Indian fielding has been quite exhilarating.
Chanderpaul has been brilliant in the field of late. Saved 2 runs there. Young, energetic, enthusiastic.
Butcher's away. First run in the Caribbean.
Well, Walsh hasn't enjoyed that. He tried to back up, but couldn't get down to it, and England eventually pick up 3 runs. Benjamin not impressed. Batsman was very close to being run out, but Courtney Walsh in no real position to get behind the ball and stop it. Butcher's got that away nicely. That'll run away for a much-needed boundary for England. Edged away past second slip. That'll be another boundary for England. Thorpe didn't like the shot, but it's picked up 4 runs for him in England. Wide of Stuart Williams in the leg slip position. Ambrose at long leg. And warm applause from the travelling England supporters. England have posted 100. 100 for 5.
Thorpe has gone for the 2nd time in this series, caught by Williams off the bowling of Hooper, and he's annoyed with himself.
This one bounced a little bit awkwardly for Graham Thorpe. In the previous test match, it hit the under edge. This one hit the top edge. And David Williams again takes the catch. He's happy, so is Carl Hooper.
Jack Russell, England's wicketkeeper batsman, is in now at number 8 for England, with a fight on his hands. England are 101 for 6. They trail West Indies by 58. Oh, well, technical chance maybe to leg slip. It went very fast. It's got Russell off the mark with 2. Interesting to have a look at that again.
Shivnarayan Chanderpaul is the man at the backward position. Went in the air, but went quite quickly.
Oh, and that has thumped into short leg. That is very, very nasty for Jimmy Adams.
This was very powerfully hit and went straight into that right arm. That hurt.
I hope it's not broken. This is, look at this, he's fielding 2 yards from the bat in front of square and has taken that full on the forearm, straight out of the middle of the bat. And I'm not surprised he's going off. All sorts of problems there, and the misfield has allowed Russell to get in. Now, all sorts of problems in their calling and their running, these two. It was Butcher's call. Russell didn't want to go, and could so easily have been a wicket.
Kenny Benjamin now comes off here at the Queen's Park Oval, and Nixon McLean takes over from the pavilion end.
Yeah, come on, come on.
Courtly Walsh down there bowling the return, but he is on the field, Ambrose. There's no question of him not being available. He's only had 11 overs all told, just 5 this morning.
It'll be nice and fresh for the tail, won't he? Take one more wicket.
Full address, perhaps. Well, there's good news for the West Indies. Jimmy Adams coming back out onto the field after being struck in the forearm.
You actually have to buy tickets for that, you know. You can't just turn up in any old stand and wander around the ground and dive in for a dip.
That's well played. He has been going earlier down the wicket to Hooper, and a couple of occasions he didn't quite get there, and that seemed to change his mind, and he remained crease bound. But now he's used his feet again and got it away for a good 4.
Never been afraid to play his strokes. Always scampered up and down the pitch for as many runs as he could glean from each stroke. And always very square, very strong square of the wicket.
It's a good shot from Butcher through mid-on. Lara's chasing. Two more to England.
Well, it's time for Curtly.
It's more runs here for Russell. 2 more. Ooh, aggression. Curtly is normally fairly unflappable, but he's got his dander up now. And now we've got Jimmy Adams with his slow left arm deliveries.
Cut it!
It's gone. Chipped it back to Adams, looking to attack, looking to be positive, but not taking enough time. And Adams has broken the partnership. Inspired stuff from Lara. Butcher's gone.
Stiff-legged again against the spin bowlers. Lara knows what he's doing here, and Butcher deceived. He departs. England lose their 7th wicket. Butcher's gone for 28. England now 134 for 7.
Andrew Caddick comes to the crease at number 9. Well, Curtly's fired up, and he's looking mean. Plenty of parties in the stand, but no party out in the middle for the batsman. It's Lara, and that's got to be kept fairly close. Eddie Nichols calls for the 3rd umpire. Caddick desperate to get away from Ambrose's end. He says he's in.
Well, a direct hit, Paul, and he was a goner. The bowler had to gather the ball and break the stumps. That may have just saved Caddick's bacon.
Well, you can see the bails are 2 feet off the top of the stumps there. There he goes. So Lara's fielding, and Caddick's impatience to get away from Ambrose have caused his downfall. England are 8 down.
Well, that's reckless cricket by England. There are many ways to get out on this pitch without a run-out coming into the picture.
And Fraser has somehow off the back of the bat, got it between second and third slip for 4.
Gus Fraser looking to dig out the Yorker and possibly poke the ball away for a single on the onside. Have a look at the bat.
Bottom bowled. Good low catch. Really simple dismissal.
Go down, pick it up. At the end of the day, a little bit of a soft dismissal. Angus Fraser's gone for 5. It's 145 for 9.
New batsman is the Michelin man, better known as Phil Tufnell, well padded up. Here's Ambrose. He's got him all over, and yet another 5-wicket haul for the great Curtly Ambrose. West Indies have taken the lead. England all out for 145, and aren't they happy?
So England lost their last 4 wickets for 11 runs, including that crazy run out of Caddick. Just 4 batsmen reaching double figures. Butcher played well for his 28, his first proper innings since September, and Jack Russell was as determined as ever. Curtly Ambrose dominates the bowling figures. He only bowled 15 overs, was very sparingly used by Brian Lara, and his bowling average on this ground is over 50 wickets at only 9 runs each. In the weeks leading up to Carnival, some of the greatest places to visit are the mass camps. These are the places where the costumes for the Carnival masquerade are designed and made. One of the biggest is the Hart's Band, where designer Gerald Hart will be making up to 4,000 costumes in his presentation called The Realm. The band's divided up into 20 sections consisting of 200 people in each will masquerade through the streets of Port of Spain on the 23rd and 24th of this month, in what has become, after Brian Lara, Trinidad and Tobago's greatest export.
Yes, this is my top, and this is my skirt. Oh, this is a little skimpy.
Well, it could be said that we've had 2 skimpy batting performances so far, but let's see if the West Indies openers can build on that 14-run lead. We'll join the action in the first over. Andy Caddick is bowling to Stuart Williams.
Beautiful shot. Best shot of the day, I think. That's kept very low. Must be an inside edge, otherwise it had to be out.
I think this will be a very good decision from Darrell Hare. Angus Fraser's not overexcited about it. I think he knows there was just a bottom edge or an inside edge. Otherwise, Campbell was plumb. Inside edge, playing French cricket.
Headley fielding from mid-off. I think Andrew Caddick, Paul, has a problem with the length of his bowling, Stuart Williams.
Well, let's just compare and contrast it to Fraser. Angus Fraser is not as quick as Caddick, but he runs in and he hits the deck. He's got conviction in his bowling, and he likes to hit the bat hard. Andrew Caddick, despite 5 wickets in the first innings, just looks to me as though he's plopping the ball out, just putting it there. It's just a hit-me ball, that.
Full toss this time, that's 4.
Well, if the previous one was a hit-me ball, that was just a gift.
It's a good shot. Great work by Butcher. Sherwin Campbell apologises to Jack Russell, but he was getting a bit desperate about making his ground.
Great piece of fielding this by Mark Butcher. On the slide, picks up and throws on the turn, and Campbell scurrying.
comes off his legs. Fraser won't catch that. Well, that's great work. England didn't start off with a gully fielder, but they've got one now. Williams goes, Paddock eventually gets the breakthrough, and the West Indies lose their second innings wicket with a score on 27.
Brilliant catch this. It's off the meat of the bat, it's short and it's wide, and Atherton puts two hands up above his head, and the ball sticks. Brilliant work from Atherton. Williams has gone for 23, and the West Indies are 27 for 1.
Well, if anybody can make batting look an easy pastime on this pitch, it's Brian Lara. He's in at number 3 for the West Indies. Fraser can't stop it. It'll roll away to the boundary. It's a bit like Viv Richards, Paul. He loves getting off the mark with a boundary 4.
What did that hit? Had a problem with Lara in the first, given not out by umpire Darrell Hare.
I don't think it passed outside the bat, it passed between bat and pad, and perhaps just clipping the pad on the way through. That was another good decision by umpire Darrell here.
Lovely stroke, that is. Really is an example of an on-drive out of the textbook, with its clean and tidy foot movement, and the lovely free swing of the bat through the line of the ball. That's a real good one. Oh, well, that's amazing. Dean Headley can't believe it. There's a look of shock on every Englishman's face. Umpire Eddie Nichols shows no interest.
England very confident about it. Just clipping the back pad there, that's the noise. Umpires have been under pressure in this match. Very keen to pull Lara. Saw him get out that in the first innings with the under edge. Hasn't really timed this one all that well, but it's still gone for 4. Nice looking shot. That'll be his first boundary for Sherwin Campbell, and carries him into double figures. He moves to 13.
Atherton now is making a signal to somebody else to get warmed up. It's to be Angus Fraser. Oh, Fraser must have done the trick. He has. Well done, Michael Atherton, as well. The ball keeping very low and hitting Sherwin Campbell in front of all 3 on that occasion. I think that's one of Darrell Hare's easier decisions.
What a strange shot. Didn't do anything, just sort of went back across, and that's probably one of the easiest decisions that an umpire will get in his entire career. Absolutely straight, hitting middle stump halfway up. Sherwin Campbell's gone for 13, and the West Indies now 66 for 2.
Kenny Benjamin, the night watchman, kept Lara company until the close. Those wickets both came at just the right time for England as West Indies were stretching their lead. That's how it stands, a lead of 85 and 8 wickets still in hand. Well, another 10 wickets fell today. It's astonishing, really, that this match is so far advanced. Possibly one reason could be that the batsmen from both sides have lost some confidence after the match here last week. Well, Brian Lara will be very much in the sights of England's bowlers tomorrow. You can find out how they get on by tuning in to Test Match Special on Radio 4 Longwave at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And, of course, I'll be back with more highlights tomorrow evening. Until then, from all of us here in Port of Spain, good night.
fame.
I don't know, it's just